So this is an abandoned village, and this is not far from Lagishan, maybe 10 kilometres, not even. And now they pretty much just use it for farming. So there's the little name of the town there. And we'll get out and have a bit of a squiz, but that's what it looks like driving in. Alright, so this is an abandoned village. So apparently what happens now with this place, a couple of pigs in the background here. It's the first time I've seen pigs in the village. There's quite a few of them lounging around. Right, so that's where we just came in there. And on the side here, they're just growing something. Considerable crops here, obviously very well organised cropping. And the area tractor shed there, so it's got a system set up. On this side, then reverse back around. And so there's no one living here in the village, but this is apparently probably used as a dacha, like a summer house. So if you don't know, in Belarus, this is a thing. Everyone has a summer house, which is usually just like a little shack like this somewhere. So these are apparently used as dachas now. Of course, they've got pigs here. Someone's going to be feeding the pigs, right? So they're obviously up here regularly at the moment, but there's no permanent residence here. Got quite a few pigs lounging around in there. Just lying there, sleeping. He's alive, right? Yeah, I can see it breathing. They're just hanging out. Pretty happy little piggies. So let's just wander down and see what else we have in the way of houses. It's obviously vacant block here. Let me see a few more. So you can see where the value of land basically drops to zero. It's just, there's nothing here. This is house number 2. This looks like it's still, because that's all firewood in the back there. So someone's obviously
like
using this. This would be a dacha now as well.
Maybe it's dacha because
It's got a couple of dachas.
earlier my grandma mentioned that
It's a lot of firewood.
19th years there lived just 1 or 2 old persons.
Oh.
But now after more than 20 years, I think that just some children land here and do some work and produce something, but in the winter, for example, it's unlikely that there are.
So did they own the land, or they're just using it because like no one else does?
What do you mean?
So the people, like for example, who are farming this, would they own the land, or they've just come here because they know it's empty?
So for example, my relatives had a home here, and for example they unfortunately died, and I have right to get this territory for
Yeah.
me. Like for me, it's almost for free. Just you need to pay some taxes and to change documents. It's legal. Or you can do it just by yourself, and nobody will destroy your home. But you just can't in future to sell this home and this territory because you didn't do nothing with documents.
Okay, so you can just keep using it if it's your family's.
Yes, it's
Yeah.
about family.
But can you just come along, like, for example, if this was just like grass like there, I mean, who would stop you coming along and building your own crop? Like, maybe someone would, I guess. Or even on this side here.
If I understand you right.
So what's stopping me, for example, just jumping this fence and growing something here?
Maybe nobody, but if people will know that it's you, you will have a fine.
Okay. So to come and pick my potatoes in the quiet of the night. So what do we got here? We've got quite a bit of crops. What are these ones?
It's potato.
That's potato as well, but early stage. But the early stage potatoes, the ones we saw yesterday, were... So to basically just go with the assumption it's potato. This is what your laugh is telling me. Is this potato is default?
And there are bees. See?
So how...
little houses, buildings. There are. It's for bees.
Oh, there are bees
Yes,
over there.
they produce honey.
Let me just zoom in there.
It's also very popular
Oh,
there
yeah.
to have
So little bee houses there.
and produce honey.
That's pretty funky. So these potatoes, how long have these been growing for, do you think?
Maybe
This is a serious question, has to be answered.
I it's young potato. Actually, it's even don't have flowers mostly. I think I will calculate maybe near 1 month.
Oh, just 1 month. That's it.
Yes, yes,
Still.
yes. Because maybe they just started to grow it in the end of May, and now we have.
And then how long until they're ready to pick and harvest those beautiful morsels of goodness?
I think in September.
September. So it's only a 4-month round trip. So you get one shot at it. For 4 months, you get one shot. You got to get your whole 1 year's worth of stuff there. So I was just trying to get in front of you without filming you.
Sorry.
Wow, this is well organised. Look at all those bee houses. Oh man, I love miod. I'd love to get some. Oh my goodness. I just paid, how much did I pay at Komarovka? 15 rubles for 750 grams at Komarovka. And the bees would be pollinating the potatoes here. So this would be potato style honey, I presume.
I don't know actually.
Well, there's no other crops around.
Who has beers, they specially grows special flowers, special trees with lot flowers to maintain their bees.
Okay.
Because bees they could leave these homes. If, for example, if they don't like the situation, they can take their mother and they will fly.
Relocate somewhere else.
Yes, very easy.
I mean, that's a lot of bees. I mean, each one of those is good for like, cause I've done some research on this because it's kind of fun, interesting. Each one of these is good for like 50 kilograms. So you've got several tons of honey coming out of this backyard at around $10 a kilo, or a bit less than $10 a kilo. That's some serious cash in there. That's a high yield. Obviously, they'd sell probably at a wholesale level to someone else, or maybe even to a private label, who knows who distributes it, or they just sell it at Komarovka themselves, who knows. But that's a lot. There's even some down here as well. It's just a lot of bee houses. Great. So this, for example, I mean, this looks like it's just abandoned. That seems to be just random grass.
There was home some years ago. You see
Some
some
home.
like
So
part of it, but they destroyed it.
the relatives would have just...
Not relatives.
No?
For example, if nobody care about home, about territory, after 1 or 2 years, local government start to procedure. So they try to look people who can heritage it, who can maintain. If nobody want, they destroy it and use this earth for agricultural.
So that's interesting. So you got this... Because, I mean, I'm from a growing country, and even when I've stayed for long periods of time in non-developed countries, there's usually been a positive migration flow. This is the first time I've lived in a country where there's a negative migration flow. And it's kind of interesting to see this all in reverse, like in a place like, Australia or America or even Thailand, even India. India's a great example of this. I mean, they're just developing left, right and centre. And this kind of land is being sold to developers for people to live on. But in Belarus, it's in reverse. We're cutting down the houses because there's no one to live here. And we're putting in the horse feed crops. This is fascinating to me to see things work in reverse from what probably most people watching are used to, the order of development. So that's, what's that? It's looking like the Hobbit's house over here.
No, I will Google what is it. It's to the potato. If you have potato and if you have such building,
Storage.
you have store potato here.
So yeah, this would have been a house as well. Big block of land, isn't it? And if that was in the middle of a larger western city, I mean, this would be worth millions. You could literally bang on 10 or so townhouses there, develop it. All right, let's come up to this other house here. Similar kind of style again. So this one hasn't been cleaned up for a while. You can see the yard. As I say, I'm filming this in kind of mid-July. I'd imagine that kind of at the start of May was the dacha cleaning season. and you see everyone coming down to the dachas and cleaning the dachas. This one didn't get a clean up, so I presume there's no one attached to this house. As I say, the dacha cleaning season probably a month or so ago, or 2 months or so ago, sorry. And looks like we've already hit the end of the road.
Yes.
So there's 4 houses, and it seems that maybe 3 are dachas. 4 houses. It's all starting to look the same to me. Oh no, 2 houses. So 3 houses in total so far. 2 seem to be used as dachas, and this one here just seems to be abandoned, with no regular contact. What's this one? Thursday to Saturday?
It's about
After magazine.
bus grocery.
Okay.
So twice a week.
Oh, we've got another house back there. So it looks like we've got about 4 in total.
Oh, there's even in garage. It's for storage a car.
Wow.
Yes.
Can a car fit in there? That's a tight
I'd
fit.
like to have my own storage a car, but I don't have.
Yeah, no, it's not something common here, is it? I mean, a car doesn't fit in there, just
But maybe,
pointing it out.
It's not maybe for car.
Maybe for tractor.
Yes, little tractor.
I got some more. Gee, I'll tell you what. A fair proportion of Belarusian honey production goes on in this abandoned village. Look at those. Kept by somebody. So basically this side, my friend was saying, was probably previously houses as well. So this side that had the crop there, that was probably houses too. And then whether they come to an agreement to farm on there or whatever it is. But yeah, there you go. Just vacant grass, man. Grass and nothing going on here. And then it's got a forest. Crazy stuff. Houses 4 so far and counting. Let's see what we got here. So this will happen more and more and more. I think these towns, because when you do drive around Belarus, there's a whole heap more bee houses here. When you do drive around Belarus, you see what's happened here as well. They've just knocked down the house and just using it as a honey farm. So again, this kind of reverse development going on. So when you drive around Belarus, what you do see is heaps of villages just with really small numbers of houses, and you can just see that that's what the future will be. These will just turn into like mini farms that people from the city inherit from their grandparents as they die. Maybe use as dacha. This is a good thing, a bit of dacha recycling program, but people often already have a dacha. So they don't necessarily want another one. And some people don't even want a dacha because it's a pain in the ass to maintain, and just go to your friend's dacha instead, whatever. But you can see a nice little setup for bees here. And that's the last house, I think. So, well, it wasn't even a house. So what do we have there? Was it 3 or 4 houses, one of those? And it looks like, I'll just come around the corner here. This is all sand, by the way. It's not road, of course, because no one would maintain it. So you're better off without even laying it in the first place. It looks like we turn around here and we're kind of done. That's the end of our abandoned village. Wow.